Yay. Okay, it genuinely looks like I don't have enough lighting over here, which I don't. I don't have enough lighting here, but I'm working on it. Gotta fix my microphone. Fix my microphone. Get it all set up. Get it all set up. Okay. Hi. Hi, Rainbow. How's it going today? I am really tired, but it's all good. So, this is day 5. Good. How about you? I mean, I did just say I was really tired, but other than that, I'm doing okay. Um, so what I've been trying to do with this whole little Bible reading series is, um, kind of just get through the devotion and the Bible reading, and then kind of just like casually chat after that. So if people watch back this live stream just for the devotion, they're not getting like a bunch of talking right before. You just completed cleaning the whole house. Fun. I hope your house isn't huge because that would be. It took 8 hours. Do you have a huge house? Anyways, um, I'm gonna read the devotion on here. In Luke 19, Jesus tells the story of the master who gives 10 servants of money to invest. He tells his servants, "Put this money to work until I come back." The ESV translates this command, "Engage in business until I come back." The King James Version, I'm gonna finish reading the devotion, then we'll chat. Um, says, "Occupy until I come." In each version, the meaning is clear. The servants are not simply to wait for the master's return. They are to be busy doing the master's work, increasing the master's investment. How does Jesus expect you and me to occupy until he comes? How are we to engage in business and increase his investment until he returns? We are to be busy working, serving, and witnessing. Uh, Randos is stuffed. We are to live righteously. We are to minister to others until he comes. We are to advance the kingdom. We are to win souls to Jesus. What does Jesus mean when he says that the faithful and wise servant has the responsibility of giving servants their food at the proper time? What kind of food is Jesus talking about? He charged us to feed each other spiritually with the Word of God. We are to see that our brothers and sisters in the church are spiritually nourished with the bread of life. Before he left this earth, he gave us a task, which is the Great Commission. He commanded us to spread the gospel to all the nations of the world, to invest his good news in the lives of the people around us. When the Master returns, he expects to receive a huge return on investment. What will we say to him when he demands an accounting for the way we have used our lives? Will we present to him the saved souls of the many people we have witnessed to over a lifetime as his servants, or will we have to say, "I was afraid, so I didn't witness to anyone, and I simply hid your good news in a hole in the ground"? Don't let fear rob you of the joy of serving Jesus by sharing the good news with others. You have a treasure worth more than all the gold in the world. Invest it, share it, grow it, use it to expand the kingdom of heaven. Wow, I love that. So, I'm gonna get the Bible stuff set up, and I'm hoping that screen sharing will work. I know sometimes it's finicky. I also can tell it's a little laggy right now. Yay, cleared up a bit. Yay! So, The first passage, I'm just going to say it out loud so those who are watching the stream, in case it doesn't work, um, they can read it for themselves. It's Luke 19:11 through 26. And the other passage is Matthew 25:14 through 30. Got the fan. That way it's not like getting too hot. Because I found that if I have a fan to help keep my computer cool, it will run a little better. Hi, Jane. So the devotion was actually really good. To kind of summarize it while I'm still getting things set up, it was like Jesus gave the parable of a master going away and telling the servants to still work, so then the master could have a return on his investment. And I think we'll be reading that passage in scripture. Um, and it was like, what kind of return will Jesus get? Will he get, oh, I've witnessed to people and I brought people to be saved? Or is it, I was afraid to tell? So I took the good news and put it in a hole in the ground. That was kind of to summarize it. I'm going to try the screen sharing, like I said before. It's been finicky. It's trippy when it gets to that part. Mandatory to speak this language. I don't know. Which language? Like the English language? Oh my goodness. Look at this. I don't like pepperoni, so it's not very appealing to me, but pizza sounds good. So, are you able to see this? Okay, yeah, you're able to see it. We're reading through verse 26. Because I don't want to leave it. That's fair. You live, I'm gonna share the actual place. You live on Earth. I know it's so mind blowing. It's crazy to think that you would live on Earth. Such a huge tell of where you live. Anyways, to read. Um, as they heard these things, he proceeded to tell a parable because he was near to Jerusalem, and because they supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. He said, therefore, a noble man. Oh, won't let me click and highlight the verse. Anyways, he said, therefore, a noble man, went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom, and then returned. Calling 10 of his servants, he gave them 10 things. I'm going to say 10 currency. He said to them, engage in business until I come. But the citizens hated him and sent a delegation after him, saying, we do not want this man to reign over us. When he returned, having received the kingdom, he ordered the servants to whom he had given the money and called to him, or to be called to him, that he might know what they had gained by doing business. The first came before him, saying, Lord, your money has made 10 money more. And he said, well done, good servant. Because you have been faithful in a very little, you shall have authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, your money made 5 money. And he said, you are to be over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, here's your money, which I kept laid away in a handkerchief. For I was afraid of you, because you are a severe man. You take what you did not deposit, and reap what you did not sow. He said to him, I will condemn you with your own words, you wicked servant. You knew that I was a severe man, taking what I did not deposit, and reaping what I did not sow. Then why did you not put my money in the bank, and at my coming I might have collected it with interest? And he said to those who stood by, Take the money from him, and give it to the one who has the 10 money. And they said to him, Lord, he has 10 money. I tell you that to everyone who has, more will be given, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. But as for these enemies of mine, who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slaughter them before me. That's kind of graphic, but I think this is. I'm just gonna enjoy the live stream. That's. Thank you. Um, this is kind of interesting because um, essentially, God. This is a parable for God. We're 60s. Yeah, I have your birthday in a note, so I'm gonna make a community post with your app and tell you happy birthday. So essentially, we have um, people who hate God, the one who did what God said. Um, Another who did what God said, but less of it. I should probably make this live chat. No problem. And then one that was like, I did not do anything with it because of being afraid. So it's very interesting. Like the ones who do nothing with the faith will have everything taken away from him. And it kind of this kind of reminds me of like where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. I think that's what it says. Their heart was trying to avoid following or avoid the punishment, whereas the other people were trying to please God, and the ones who were like, I hate him, I don't want him, fine, you won't get me. So because I know this part kind of seems graphic, like right here, verse 27. But if you think about it, if God is light, love, and life, being without him, like if you say, I don't want to follow him, that means you'll get darkness, um, hate, and death. And that's not necessarily like, I don't think that's God's fault for the absence of him to be that. Because if God is all things good, then the absence would be all things bad. But I also think God does have to protect his kingdom from the bad stuff, which is why he, as soon as the first sin came, he pushed them out of the Garden of Eden. Well, this is kind of graphic right here. So, anyways, the other passage is Matthew 25:14 through 30. For it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now, after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. He who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. And his master said to him, Tournament returns Tuesday. No. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little, and I will set you over much. Enter into joy of your master. And he also, who had the 2 talents, came forward, saying, Master, you delivered me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little, I will set you over much more. Enter into the joy of your master. Okay, little pause. What I'm noticing here is like, there's the same response if you have a lot or if you have a little. Something I'm noticing here. He also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here, you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For everyone here who has more will be given, or who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That actually gives a lot more insight, because that is hell, essentially. Because if I recall correctly, hell is described as darkness, weeping, and gnashing of teeth. So that's quite interesting. And that makes a lot more sense with this. So that's it for the Bible reading. Now we could just chat over a nice cup of tea. I'm just kidding. But if like no one's talking with me for a little bit, then I will just go. But if there is people talking with me, I'll stay. Like I have to work today. So I at my job, one of the leads ended up how do I gotta put the pinky out? um One of the leads had or is gonna be leaving on Monday, so there's nobody to close. So I'm like, hey, you can teach me how to close. And I still haven't closed. So like I never closed by myself. I wasn't really taught how to. I was kind of essentially like, here's what you do, but I never was doing it, if that makes sense. So then I go look at my schedule, which I got yesterday, and I'm closing for my 5 days. And I'm just like, oh wow, I was not expecting to like do that. But it's all good. It just means I'm gonna be working until 8 o'clock at night. And where I'm at, even at 6 o'clock, it looks like it's pitch black outside. Typically, for working, I would do 10 to 6, but now that the schedule's changed, it's gonna be different. I seriously need a new desk. This one's chipped everywhere. German is dark. Oh wow. Right now it's like dark from uh actually I can like look it up the exact times. I know it's different times around the world because of like the whole earth is round and is um, spinning while making a revolution. So right now where I'm at, the sunrise is about 7 in the morning and sunset is about 5 at night or in the afternoon. I'm doing an animation. Will you be posting it? Because I would love to see it. Yay! An emoji cat animation. Oh, I got 2 notifications. I did 3 too. Oh wow. Mm. Do you have any pets? I have a cat. Well, I want a cat. I want a cat. I have cat pictures, but I have 2 dogs. Correction. My parents have 2 dogs, and I just spoil them with love and cuddles. I have 2 cats. Ah, cats are one of the best animals out there. Let me rephrase it. They're one of the best animals out there if they choose you. If they don't choose you, then they're the angriest animal ever. And 1,000 fishes? Wow. That's awesome. I like dogs too. I love animals in general. My favorite animal is leopard. Oh, leopards are cool. I'm gonna grab something real quick. I got cat encyclopedias. Oh, let me guess, you just want to snuggle up next to them and listen to them purr. Just in my mind. So, what are your thoughts on like the election stuff? Because this morning I saw a video where people were freaked out about what Trump might do in office, and someone's like, "Well, you should probably try to understand why the other people think the way they do." And I'm like, I certainly understand it, but the only reason they think that is because of all the propaganda that the media has. Sorry, I didn't heard you. Sorry, I do need a new microphone. um, what are your thoughts on the election? I'm just making sure it's like registering my voice. It is. Um, because I saw a video and people were all freaked out about Trump being the president. What's an election? Oh, the election is the process in the United States where we pick the president. Like everyone who's an adult votes and say, I want this person or that person for president. But I saw people saying that they're scared that because Trump was voted to be president, that they're going to lose a lot of their rights. I heard that Trump will kill Ukraine. I've heard. Give me just a second. So I'm just gonna share some things. China says it hopes for peaceful coexistence with Trump. This is news sources, by the way. Hamas calls for immediate end to war after Trump election win. And Kremlin says, let's see if Trump victory will help end Ukraine war. Those were just the headlines, but since this one is specifically on Russia and stuff, I'm just going to read through the actual thing. The summary of it is Kremlin takes cautious stance after Trump claims victory. Russian sovereign fund floats reset with Trump. Foreign ministry says Moscow has no illusions about Trump. I hope I don't mispronounce this. Some Medvedev, apologize if I mispronounce that, says Trump is probably bad news for Ukraine. Uh, This is by Reuters, by the way. I'm just reading their article. The Kremlin reacted cautiously on Wednesday after Donald Trump was elected U.S. president, saying the U.S. was still a hostile state and that only time will tell if Trump's rhetoric on ending the Ukraine war translated into reality. Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2002 triggered the biggest confrontation between Moscow and the West since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, when the Soviet Union and the U.S. came to close nuclear war. Trump's re-election caps a remarkable comeback 4 years after the Republican was voted out of the White House and ushered in a new American leadership, likely to test democratic institutions at home and relations abroad. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Trump had made some important statements about wanting to end the Ukraine war during his campaign, but only time will tell if they led to action. Okay, I'm gonna try to find the actual things he said rather than a report on it, if that makes sense. We're going to AP News. I'm gonna see if there's something. So it says that Trump has repeatedly said he could settle the war between Russia and Ukraine in one day. Um, Trump said they're dying, Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. Okay, this is in a CNN town hall on May 2023. And I'll have done that. I'll have that done in 24 hours. He said that would happen if he met with Ukrainian President. I'm not going to say the name because I'm going to botch it bad. And Russian President Putin. And if he keeps repeating the claim on the campaign trail. And then during the debate with Biden, Trump said if we had a real president, a president that knew that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. Excuse me. And then Trump's campaign communications director, Stephen, I apologize for mispronouncing it, this looks like Cheong, said Tuesday that a top priority in his second term will be to quickly negotiate an end to the Russia Ukraine war. I'm gonna keep reading to see if there's like anything on invasion. Is it true that Trump is racist? I haven't seen anything to substantiate it, if I'm being honest. Um, and the only thing that comes to mind when people do it or people say it is something from the 1970s, which keep in mind that's like 30 years before I was born, which is kind of crazy. And that was in regards to getting apartments. But when Trump was president, based off of what I know, he helped people of all races. When were you born? 2004. I'm 20 years old. So it's kind of crazy. Don't make me feel old, please. How old did you think I was? I thought you were like 28 to 30. Oh. I don't know if I should be offended by that or not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hi, Mike. I do know that on people, on other people's channel, you specifically flirt with them. I ask that you don't do that here. How are you doing? I am okay. Just living life as an adult. Can't wait to see my boyfriend today. Who flirted? Mike Lopez with let's see. Pretty much all the people that you'll see on my live streams that come in who are moderators. The I'm trying to remember everyone specifically. But there's a lot. He'll send hearts and kissy emojis, and I don't want that here because it makes me uncomfortable. That being said, if I do see anybody doing that after they get the warning, then they're like banned because that's just Jane flirted. Hmm? Yeah, it makes me particularly uncomfortable because I'm already with someone. And that someone is all that I need to be flirted with. He makes me so happy. And right now, I'm just waiting for him to pop the question. And as soon as that happens, be prepared for like videos and pictures of like the ring and stuff. Not me, I'm too young. I get that. Hi, Sabir. How's it going? I missed your readings. You can see it by scrolling back on the live stream. Like the little red bar thingy. It should be there even if you're on your phone or on a computer. And then you'll just slide it. You can go back and watch it. I am gonna head out in a couple minutes so I can get to some other things. It sucks being an adult sometimes, having so many bills and stuff. Plus, I'm trying to run a business and write a book and make sure I don't go crazy with it. Aw, I love my cat videos. I'm gonna actually make sure that you can see the thingies. I know sometimes it'll like take some time to reset. There you go. You can see the kitty. I love kitty cats. They're so cute. I will show my cat on community. Awesome. Hey Sabir, do you like cats? Or he might be watching the live stream. I mean, and technically he would be watching it now, but like the part about the talking. He's a he. Aw. Well, kitties are cute. So, I don't really know what to talk about. Dogs, too. Yeah, dogs are cute. I'm finding my favorite cat breed. But before I do that, look at how pretty this cat is. I can't, like, see my computer screen at all, but, like, that's so pretty. I love cats so much. You guys know Bengal cats? I do. My cat's a Bengal cat. Oh my goodness, that would be so cute. If I were to get any cat breed, I would get this one. Ragdoll. Pretty kitty. And the thing that would be so cute, the thing that's so cute is if when you pick them up, they go limp like little ragdolls. So then you could hold them like a little stuffed animal baby. Then you could give them belly rubs. If you go watch the channel Evie and Yoshi, those are ragdoll cats, and they're so cute. And they're soft and fluffy. I petted one in real life, and it was so cute. I'm gonna see how much it costs to get one. I know they're a more expensive breed to buy. Would you like to try a math trick? Sure. Oh my goodness. Wow. You can do it all alone. That's interesting. So it's like about $3,000 to buy a ragdoll cat. That might be worth it to get a ragdoll cat. Let any two-digit number in your brain. Uh, I got the number. Oh, you're not gonna sneeze when a ragdoll cat is not there. That's good. I just like looked in between the mesh on my microphone to see my computer through it. I can't read anything, but it's interesting. Add those two digits. I've added it. I'm doing multitasking by using sign language to help me remember while I'm carrying on a conversation about kitty cats and sign language. And multitasking, technically. Now I'm talking about how I'm talking about I'm multitasking. Now I'm talking about how I'm talking about how I'm talking about multitasking. Now subtract the sum from the first number. So like the number, my original number um minus the number that it is, or I love your hair. I've actually made my own shampoo. It's working out pretty nice. Also, shampoo conditioner thing. Well, that's if it's like my original number minus um. Well, got the number. And subtract the sum from the first number. Yeah, got it. Let me just make sure you can't figure. No, you can't figure out my number. Now, is it one or two digits? It's two digits. You said to pick any two-digit number, and so I picked a two-digit number. Don't mind me. I'm being weird. I'm so tired. Me too. Okay, got it. I have it. It's still double digit. You might be going to do that for a while. I specifically tried to pick a number that would be designed to throw you off. Do you want me to keep going down until I get to single digit? Okay, I'm down to single digit. Sorry for saying I'm working on the oven. No worries. Yeah, that is a math trick. Can I tell you my original number? It's kind of funny. I picked 82. That was my original number. You said to pick any double digit number. My guess is there's some sort of math, like you said, math trick. So there's this app. I'm gonna try to really get in here. This app, the second one, it looks like a little square. It's called Numpus. There we go. That has a bunch of puzzle games and things like that. Um, it has the tomb game that you see a lot of ads for, where it's like a cat going around in a tomb. They have that. They have the game called Numpus, which is really cool and nice puzzle. You have Water Sort, Catch the Thief, digital card, block free, which you gotta like rearrange the blocks in order to free the red block. Hexapuzzle, match blocks, which is kind of like Tetris, kind of. Block puzzle, which is you gotta match blocks to shapes. Sudoku, the I forget what the main brand name of it is called, but like it's the word game where you have to get more stuff, and then as you're going around a course, if you hit a block or something, it like takes away your stuff, and that's how you break it. Then you got Brick Hit, Space Shooty, which is fun. I've been playing that a lot. Gems Pop, the jumping game where you have like the bridge and you're trying to make sure that it doesn't kill you or anything. Merge 7, which is a hexagon counting game to 7. Hex Rescue, Crazy Arrow, which is that arrow game where you tap and you shoot arrows. You got a color linking game, and I have 3 others on mine, but I don't know if it's going to be on different devices or not. And best of all, you can play it without Wi-Fi or data, and it won't yell at you. And I've heard of that game. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, it was canceled on Twitch in 2016 because it was violating the streaming services policies for extreme content. So I don't think I'll play it. Well, I do have to get going now. Um, so I will see you guys next time. And yes, really. What, any digits number? Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Um, next time I am going to perform a magic trick, like with an actual deck of cards. And what I'm going to do for it is whoever's on the stream at that time, I'm going to pick one person. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away from the screen and or like from my computer or my phone, whichever I'm streaming on. And then that person will share the card with the rest of it. Um, and I'm gonna get to that card exactly without really looking at the specific card. It's gonna be fun. Like, essentially, it's gonna be 3 rows of 7, and then the person will pick one card and they have to remember that card. And then after a couple times of me shuffling it through and doing things in a specific way, um, it will be me counting out a certain number of cards and then flipping a card over and it being the exact card that they picked. It's a really cool magic trick. So I'm gonna actually go. So I'll see y'all next time. And Rainbow, I will be keeping an eye on your channel for that cat picture. Bye!